The only thing that could stop a vlog from potentially happening is... Hello and welcome back to another vlog. This was my first trip to Southeast Asia and it was probably the craziest travel week of my life. So I was traveling to Singapore as I was spending a month in Bali and I was told it was a must-see. So I have 48 hours to see the city and I wanted to take you with me. What immediately blew my mind was that the airport was so clean and there was just plants everywhere and trees and it just felt so fresh. It felt like being somewhere in the future. I was told to head to Terminal 4 to see the Jewel. I didn't know what this was, but I was so glad that I did, and you absolutely must see the Jewel at the airport if you do come to Singapore. I spent an hour here and I was just in awe walking around and it was probably one of the best things of the trip. As a result of a busy travel schedule, I actually booked my hotel around 2 days before arriving, which I don't recommend, but it was perfect for me. But after a 13-hour flight, I had the decision to make. Do I go back to my room and have an early night? Or instead, do I get into a taxi and head straight out to maximize my time here? I mustered my best main character energy from the depths of my tiredness, and I made it happen, jumping in a Gojek and heading to Marina Bay. Putting up to Marina Bay Sands was like nothing I've ever seen before. This hotel was next level. Bearing in mind I'd been to the city for just a few hours, I followed the signs to head to the shopping center next door, which was just incredible. So I made my way outside as crowds were gathering to see the skyline and arguably the world's coolest Apple store. It was really fun to just walk around and to take everything in, and I'm really glad I captured this footage to look back on. So the reason I got in a taxi to make it happen was that I was told that there was a light show, and this was just amazing to stand with the other tourists and to watch it with the skyline in the background. All of this tourist work built up my appetite, so I headed into the shopping center and found on the lowest floor the food court, and I did a few laps just to take it all in before settling on some amazing food. For some reason I had chicken wings and a curry, but it worked. After eating, I decided to head to Gardens by the Bay. So this was on the agenda for tomorrow to see during the day, but actually whilst I was next door I thought let's go and see it. So I'd heard about Gardens by the Bay and decided to walk around 9 p.m. just to take it all in before coming back tomorrow. Somehow I wasn't feeling jet lag and it was really surreal to walk around. It was genuinely like a scene of Avatar. I've never seen anything like it. The trees, the air felt so fresh, and it was a far cry from other places like central London. After getting something like 20,000 steps, I decided to head back to the hotel for a well-deserved sleep ahead of a full jam-packed schedule in Singapore. Boom. I've just arrived at Singapore. I was going to film the flight, but I actually left my camera in my suitcase, so I couldn't do that. And it's been a weird week. So it's been probably the craziest week of my life in terms of travel. I've never had to plan so many things. So it was London to Miami in Florida, then it was Florida back to London. The only thing that could stop a vlog from potentially happening is the fact that I chipped my tooth. So I don't know if you can see, but I have a chipped tooth, which could have put this plan completely up in the air, but I'm gonna just try and find a dentist. Just remember, if you're gonna hold back from doing any video content, just remember that I have done a full YouTube video, probably at this point, with a chipped front tooth. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'll show you different parts of my evening. Gonna be seeing Marina Bay Sands, or Marina Sands Bay. I'm not sure which way around it is. And yeah, I'm gonna just try and jam as much as I can whilst I'm in Singapore. Probably we'll just do voiceovers, so you don't have to see my face with a chipped tooth, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys soon. So thankfully I found a dentist who saved the day. I literally had booked an appointment and they saw me within 2 hours. So I was a happy boy. I had a full set of teeth and that was the great start to have another jam-packed day in Singapore. Nowadays, whenever I travel and see somewhere new, I always just put something on my Instagram stories or ask friends on WhatsApp, you know, who's been to the place and what would they recommend. So I was told to do 2 things. One was to see the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, and then next to that was to explore Chinatown. I don't think I'll ever get over Google Maps. It has to be one of the best inventions. And also just to jump in a taxi and see pretty much all of the tourist things in a matter of days was just the coolest experience. So a common theme is that I got hungry pretty quick. So I hit up the Maxwell food center, which was close by, and got to try lots of different food. I actually ordered far too much. And I grabbed a lemon and honey drink, an iced chocolate, and I basically retreated into a food coma.
Have a good one, mate.
Bye, Dorothy.
Can you say bye? Can you say bye-bye? Yeah, good job.
Woo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
Bye. Cheers. To walk this off, I explored more of Singapore and I just chucked into Google Maps Merlion. Again, I had nothing to expect, and on my way I just saw all these different sites, and it's so cool now on Instagram or Twitter seeing other people head to Singapore and to know that I've been there too. And I'm just so glad I took up the recommendation to see the city. Even for a short time, I'd definitely come back. I can't even explain how fresh the air felt in Singapore, and everything just felt futuristic. I've never been anywhere like this and I couldn't recommend it more. I think every 10 minutes I looked up to see the hotel. I've never seen anything like it. So I finally found Merlion and I did my tourist duties, taking multiple photos and videos, and I even grabbed these guys to record me because I told them that I was doing a vlog.
Good, no?
Okay. Yeah.
It is actually epic to be in a new place. I've never been to Asia before. It's just such a good vibe. There is Marina Sands Bay. I keep getting it wrong. Marina Bay Sands or Marina Sands Bay. I should look that up in a sec. And there are all of these high-rises, which is like, I presume a bit of a financial district. It's like the coolest WeWork I've ever seen. Maybe it's the headquarters. There's a London Eye. Such a vibe. It's so cool, and everyone's so friendly. I'm just blown away really how easy it is to travel nowadays. So this was about a 15-hour flight, and so comfortable. Food was great on the flight. I literally just slept and I watched Crazy Rich Asians before coming to Singapore. So the plan is to go over there and to see Gardens by the Bay, which I saw last night at night, which was seriously cool. I'm gonna go and see it during the day. It's gonna be epic. So cool to be in a different place, so grateful. So at the time of filming this vlog, I've had some big epiphanies about our business. So we used to call ourselves a content agency for creators, and I've always historically worked with CEOs, founders, and then we had like YouTubers and podcasters who we'd work with as well, which is basically 2 avatars. So about a year, quite a long time, I've been confused on our ideal customer. Although I had an epiphany that basically what we do is essentially personal branding. Now, I was a little bit allergic to that term because almost everyone, particularly on LinkedIn, calls themselves a personal brand agency. But the truth is, that is what we do. We help build people's audiences, build their reputation. Whether I did it with Ali Abdaal, Chris Williamson, we've worked with some huge names, and we have those case studies essentially. I was at an event in West Palm Beach, a Tony Robbins event. There was over 1,000 entrepreneurs, and what I realized was I didn't have actually anything of service to the people in that room, because with our current positioning, if I said we worked with YouTubers or podcasters, then that's a very specific audience. And the truth is, those clients came through referrals, and they probably still will continue to come through referrals. So in terms of our positioning on our website and connecting the content we do on LinkedIn, our newsletter, and producing more material for personal branding, I think is the way to go. And I've been most excited by doing products, courses, and providing pretty much world-class free value, which is what I learned from working with Ali Abdul for 3 years. And yeah, I'm just really excited because if we do own up to being a personal brand agency, the challenge to our team would be to become the best. And the goal would be to create just incredible free content and just pretty much open source that information, those systems, and everything that we do to you guys. And a couple of lessons in there is that just focus on yourself. Don't be put off by what other people are doing. Because I was essentially not owning up to the fact that we do personal branding because I thought that was such a saturated market. But the truth is, if you do have a specific niche and you do focus on one thing, that's how you can get referrals and be known for it. But my goal is this will mean we can provide a lot more content to you guys, and Amplify can be a large brand, and our team will get to work with more of you. I'm excited by it, walking around Singapore, and essentially, yeah, it was kind of right in front of us the whole time. The truth is we were trying to serve too many people, so we kind of did, but we were serving different avatars. And unless you get really deep in the needs of your clients, understand their pain points, understand why they're trying to hire you, you'll never actually solve real problems for them. So we don't have things figured out completely. 3 years into the business, lots of highs and lows. But yeah, that's on my mind right now, and when this gets published, maybe you'll have seen some content about that. So after an incredible day just running around, I headed back to Gardens by the day so that I can see it during the daytime. I couldn't believe that I was actually here around 12 hours previously, and it was like a theme park, just walking around, getting lost, and filming everything for you guys. I actually began to understand where I was in relation to other parts of the city, and I headed to the cloud forest where I could walk around a spiral path in the sky and to see the views of Singapore. I literally felt like I was transported to another place. I really value shared experiences, and with the 8 trips I did last year in 2023, I always had someone with me. But this was my first solo trip, and it was a really good test and a really good experience just to fend for myself, to get lost in the crowds of people, and to see this incredible part of the world. As the night drew to a close, I actually stumbled into the garden Rhapsody. Every single day, the lights come on, and you can sit down and just watch and listen to the music playing. On a mission to do the most I could, I decided to buy a ticket to the observation deck at the top of the hotel to see the full view, and I could look down at Gardens by the Bay, Cloud Forest, and to see where I was in relation to other parts of the city. This was just such a cool experience, and I actually FaceTimed my family at the top of the observation deck. And that was a wrap for the main day in Singapore. It was incredible to see different things, and it just shows how much you can get done. Now, to even think that I was debating not going to Singapore, I'm so thrilled I made the trip. And I think going forward, whenever I go to the other side of the world, I'm always going to make an effort to see where else I can go on the way. Late checkout, shout out Greg Eisenberg. For some reason, no matter what I do, I'm never on time. So I'm feeling super grateful because the Singapore trip has been amazing. You know, I'm going off to Bali now, which is a dream, to be honest. If you're near Singapore, or just come and visit for sure, it's incredible. Like the stuff I've seen, captured loads of footage, getting more comfortable now recording in camera, which is really funny actually. Someone called me a vlogger, which just made me smile. It's so uncomfortable doing this. just so grateful. Like, just go on your phone, just ordering. It's not an Uber, but it's like a taxi service. I got my tooth done here within 2 hours of basically trying to find an appointment. I got my tooth fixed, so I'm leaving Singapore with a new tooth. It's so funny. I was actually sat in the chair and you could see basically out to Singapore, and it had this amazing view. And she ran out to go and get something, and I just quickly jumped up, grabbed my camera and started filming. And she came in and she was like, "What are you doing?" So I'm definitely embracing this vlogging life, but it's super fun. Like, I'm looking forward to watching this video back to share it with my family and show them what I've been up to, which is just awesome. Now, in terms of Bali, so it's ever since I've been working for myself for the last 4 years and then 3 years with the business, I said I wanted to go to Bali because everyone just goes to Bali. So this is a huge day for me. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see my friend Alex, to hear how traveling's been going. I'm just thrilled. I'm seriously thrilled. And I love being ahead. So Singapore is 7 hours ahead of the UK, and it's actually 12 hours ahead of Eastern time in the US. So when I wake up and I see that there's no messages and no sort of things to fix, it means I can just have a peaceful morning and just get that deep work in, which is awesome. Better go now just to get the taxi, but what a vibe. What a vibe Singapore's been. Asia has been a delight. And yeah, onwards to Bali, which will be the next vlog. So thank you for tuning in. Hope these videos are half interesting, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. There's more videos coming your way. Peace.